What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you with a From Episode 6 teaser trailer breakdown. Somebody sent me some photos from Episode 6 that they said are promo photos. We're going to break down all these photos. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think is going on. I'll give you all my theories and predictions and everything like that. And if that's something you're into, then please subscribe, click that bell so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. Everybody that I've spoken to from the show has said Episode 6 is the one to watch. From the beginning of the season, when we had Elizabeth on, Saunders, that's what she said. When we had everybody on, every one of them said, this episode is the episode. So we shall see if it truly does live up to the hype. Now, the footage on this trailer is very grainy. Someone must have shot it from the television screen, but they may not release this in the United States. Maybe it's some overseas stuff, but we're going to break down the trailer first, then we're going to go right into these promo photos. So if you're ready to do this, let's break this down.
Take somebody that you love.
So the first part of this trailer picks up exactly where we left off last episode, which is par for the course for the show. Boyd confronting Tin-Chan, telling her exactly why he kept Sarah alive. They don't give us a lot, and the look on her face is not happy at all. So I don't think this is gonna go well for Boyd. Let's continue.
There's barely a month's worth of food here. That's exactly what they would want to increase the stress level.
So we find out there's a food shortage. We knew about that because they put that in the synopsis for this episode, and now it's truly coming to light. How is everybody going to react when they realize there's not enough food to go around? Jim's trying to talk to his family about it and go on his theory that they're all being watched and this is an experiment, and the reason why they're doing it is to increase the stress level. The look on Tabitha's face tells me she doesn't really buy that at all.
Your dad put people in danger by bringing Sarah here.
He didn't have a choice.
We then see Fatima and Ellis having an argument. See, this is why you don't get married, folks. Don't do it. This is what it leads to. But they're having an argument about Boyd, right? And when they are, she's saying that he put everyone in danger by bringing Sarah back. Ellis is trying to take his dad's back, something that we wouldn't have seen in season 1, right? Because him and Boyd had a lot of beef, but they worked things out. Said he did not have a choice. He had to bring her back. This is going to lead to more drama dealing with Sarah. We'll talk about more of that in the spoiler section.
Promise me, you will put an end to things before it goes too far.
What are you asking me to do?
Last part, we see Boyd having really bad feeling from these bloodworms that are definitely hurting him now. Will they be a blessing or will they be a curse? We have no idea. I think it's 50-50 on whether they are a blessing or a curse, but they're hurting him. And that's why he's in the clinic at this time. And he's basically telling her straight up that if this gets any worse, I need you to take me out. Saying he wants her to kill her. That's what he's trying to say. What is he talking about here, though? Is he talking about the Parkinson's or is he talking about the bloodworms? Does she know about the bloodworms at this time? That is what we have to break down. Now that we have gotten the trailer, let's look at the photos, and maybe from that we can get a better understanding of what's going on in the trailer. The synopsis goes like this. It's pas-de-da, pas-de-do. There's a couple of ways to pronounce this. We're just going to say pas-de-do for my speaking purposes, all right? Tensions runs high at Colony House when word of the coming food shortage leaks out. A night at the clinic takes a terrifying turn. So when we're dealing with this, first let's break down the first. So pas-de-deux is a dance duet in which two dancers, typically a male and a female, perform ballet steps together. Now this comes into play when dealing with the images that we have to show you in this video, but I think is more to it. I'm going to get into that in 1 minute, but first, finally, let's go through all these promo photos that were released, and maybe this will help us break this down. So the first images is Boyd, and he seems to be, from what his hand stance is, dancing with a ballerina. When you look at IMDb, we still see that this person is Michelle Murphy, and she is playing the ballerina, and it only says she's there for one episode, this episode. So this may be the first and last time that we see this actress in this show. IMDb is not 100%, so it might be wrong, but that's what they're saying. So it seems like she is the music box girl come to life. Now the question I have is this real or is this in Boyd's head? From everything that we've seen in this show so far, none of these images that people have seen have been real. Anything we have seen has been inside all these characters' heads, whether it's Tabitha with the children or Jade with his visions. It's all been inside their head. So I would have to say that this is now inside Boyd's head. But what's the reason? We also know that when they do have these type visions, that they can affect them somehow. They can somehow affect their body, like we've seen Tabitha's nose start to bleed, right? So it could be something that affects him. Later in the trailer that we just looked at, we've seen Boyd hurting. So is this ballerina making those bloodworms stir up in his arms? We'll have to discuss it. Let's go to the next picture. Next shot is inside of the clinic, and this is where it seems like everything they said is going to go down. It's going to happen at the clinic. Now, when we look at this picture, we can see Boyd talking to Christy. She has her doctor's equipment under her arm, so that means she has been doing some work on somebody. Boyd does have blood on his shirt from what we can see on his upper shoulder. Now, we discussed this in our stream, our live stream, what we thought this exactly was, and I think the group came to the conclusion from the snippet that we've seen in the trailer. There's a picture in the trailer of Ellis inside of the van, and we think that he was in pain, so something must happen to Ellis. We believe this is Ellis's blood. Also, in the background is that sneaky ass Elgin. I see you back there, Elgin. You're trying to hide back there. How the hell is this motherfucker up in there? And why is he up in there? Now I got my eye on you, son, because why would he be there? What happened to make him be the one to be chilling back there? And he seems to be spying the way he looks there. Looks a little sneaky, suspicious. Next shot here, we have Kenny holding the gun. What happened? Why did Kenny pull the gun out? And who is he pointing the gun at? We also see that he has blood on his shoulder also, so he must have been involved with the thing that happened. If it's Ellis, as we suspect, he must be helping Ellis get inside the clinic. Maybe they had to make some type of mad dash to the clinic to get Ellis there before something terrible happens. Maybe he got into a fight with a monster. This all happens at night, or he got caught outside and got, Father Cotry or something like that happened to him. And when this happens, they have to bring him to the clinic during the night, and maybe they leave the door open, and this is how something happens. I'm just going through stuff in my head real quick. But what I'm talking about here is Kenny. Who is he holding the gun on, and why is he pointing it at? You would think it's possibly a creature has broken in, but I don't think that's the case whatsoever. I think he's pointing this gun at one person, and I think by the next photo, it's pretty clear of who he's pointing the gun at, and that is Boyd. When you look here, we can see Kenny looks like he's reaching for something in this picture. If you look on top, it's the exact same stuff that was hanging up in the clinic in the prior photo, right above Kenny's head. When we look at Boyd here, it looks like Boyd is pleading right here. It looks like he's trying to explain his case. The way Fatima's hands are, it's like she's either trying to calm him down. He has some type of idea that he wants to try to pull off or do something, and Kenny seems like he's about to grab the gun that we see in the other photo of him pull the gun out and pointed at Boyd. Again, if you look, you can see that Kenny is directly under the three things, the whatever you want to call drapes that are hanging there in the picture when he has the gun at his head. So why would he pull the gun on Boyd? I said before that it could be some type of coup situation going on, but I don't see Randall in it. We talked about Kenny Breaking Bad. It could be a situation like that. Or Boyd's trying to do something they don't want him to do. And I think the next photo points that out when we see Boyd outside of the clinic with a knife in his hand and one fist clenched. Maybe Boyd said, I need to go outside and fight one of these monsters head up. Maybe that's what's going on. Like, yo, I need to get out there and fight these monsters. Or he's trying to save Ellis, who was out there. But I don't know. They already had the blood on him, so the Ellis thing is probably out. But something's going on there. Maybe they didn't want him to go out there, and they were willing to shoot him not to go out there. But he does go out there anyway. And it seems like he's ready to fight somebody. And the only thing that comes out at night, to me, is a monster. So is Boyd about to take on one of these monsters? That's what it looks like to me, but I want to know how you feel in the comment section. Join me live tonight in the spoiler theory stream where we go over all of our theories. Listen, we hacked out a couple of good theories last week. The chat and we came up with people. I didn't come up with it, but the people in the chat said that they think that Fatima is preggo. This is the type of insight we got. We also broke down that was Ellis inside the van, and that's Ellis's blood. We did all that in the chat live stream. So join us tonight, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's a call-in one, so you can call in and give all your theories. We'll have the pictures up, and we'll go into greater detail than I am right now. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.